Well, Bitcoin has just faced a shocking rejection. Shocking rejection. Big, fat dump taken on the market today, just seconds after touching a new all-time high. Let's break the situation down. Let's talk about it. What is going on with Bitcoin right now? What's going on with altcoins right now? What the Bitcoin ETF inflows are like? Is this the end for the rally? Of course it isn't, but I want to discuss some of these ideas with you, what you can prepare yourself for mentally, physically, emotionally as we go through this wild, wild run. And of course, thanks to iTrust for sponsoring today's stream, but more on that in a few minutes. So let's dive in. The crypto charts. So Bitcoin, we did it, guys. We did a look at that. 69,000 and some change today. Cool. Happy all-time highs to those who celebrate, which kind of feels like one of those parties where everyone's having a great time and then the cops show up and you're thrown up out in the bushes afterwards. Like, that was a really great time, but then blah. You know, you guys know. Big fat dump today. Look at this. Look at this. Look what happened, guys. That's crazy. 14% down, almost a 15% single day candle. Now it's a big fat wick on it. Right now, the price has recovered up a little bit, only down 8% on the day. So not as dramatic as it was earlier in the day, but still pretty disturbing move, I think, for some people in the market. Now, look, this is all, of course, to be expected. As we were discussing yesterday and on Monday in the stream, meme coins popping off like they were is usually a bit of a signal. Hey, things are getting overheated. Bit of caution may be warranted here. And nobody really wants to hear that when everyone's euphoric and having a great time in the market. But there it is. There it is, guys. Logical place for a rejection. We'll look at the charts from 2020 and how prices reacted around that time. We also, of course, have the Bitcoin ETF inflows to account for, which have been super strong, to be honest. And it's been pretty crazy watching that. Yeah. Now, one thing to keep in mind. One thing to keep in mind here. During a bull market cycle, there will be regular, dramatic, crazy drawdowns. And that's why using too much leverage is dangerous. And unfortunately, most people only, lever up at the top. They're, Bitcoin's new high, $69,000. Great. Let's go 100x long. It's going to go 100,000. Oh my gosh. No, guys. When you see that kind of overheated daily RSI, for example, which we've seen recently, let's just bring the RSI up here a little bit so you can have a look at it. That's some overheated RSI right there. In fact, double top on the RSI, which is quite interesting. Actually bringing up a bearish divergence as well, the higher top here as the price sailed higher. So, these things come into play. And a correction, gosh, they have to happen at some point. You can't go up only, can you? And how long, how deep any correction lasts in the market right now is anybody's guess, with so much institutional FOMO going on, with the masses showing back up in a big way. And we have all this information for you today in the stream, breaking all these numbers down. Again, shocking stuff going on in the market right now. But I just want you to understand, especially if you're new to this market, there will be 20 to 30% drawdowns, 15% daily dumps. This is all completely standard, normal stuff, and it happens all the time. Okay? If you can't handle that, you're in the wrong market. Straight up. Also, interesting, credible, pointing out largest amount of daily long liquidations since back in 25K. Open interest nearly reset, which has to happen basically in the market. When you see open interest on futures hitting all-time highs, actually tends to be a dangerous moment. Because again, the unfortunate reality is that the vast majority of people enter at exactly the wrong time. They don't want to go long on a massive dip because I think it's going to go lower. They want to go long when the price is pumping up, which is completely contrarian to how things actually work. You want to buy low, sell high, not the opposite. Most people want to long high and short low. Tends not to work out super well that way. This is interesting. Bitcoin news reporting. It appears that a large amount of Bitcoin mined in 2010 was dumped following the all-time high, partially contributing to today's price correction. Now, positive note here, of course, there's always going to be people who move their Bitcoin. there's always going to be people move their Bitcoin, okay? Always going to be people taking profits. And this guy's been holding it since 2010, and he decided now's the time. Come on, man. You're not going to wait till 140K at least, 150K. We just touched the all-time high. You know we're going higher. That being said, I mean, this dude, look at this Bitcoin, man. Holy crap. Probably only one of their addresses, too, I would imagine. If you've been holding since 2010, you probably don't have it all on one single address. That's crazy, though. Congratulations to this person for taking profits and realizing complete life-changing gains. I know there's always the criticism. Anytime anybody sells anything, people freak out, man. You don't need to freak out. Everything's okay. Hey, Crypto Creme, thanks for the super chat, man. Of course, we answer all questions second half of the stream. I just want to give a shout out to the artwork behind me, Josie Bellini, OG crypto artist. I don't know if she has any of these prints for sale anymore. She has some great NFTs, and she might have some prints at her shop at josie.io, josie.io. Anyway, thanks for super chat, man. Appreciate it. So, hey, by the way, you guys want to get some free Bitcoin? Free Bitcoin! Free Bitcoin! No, seriously, though. We're giving away $1,000 free Bitcoin over on my Instagram. There's a link in the description. You can go check that out. Super easy to do. Just get over here. Read the description, follow the account, tag a friend, share the post to your story. 3 clicks of a button and you're in to win your share of that $1,000 of Bitcoin. So $200 per person. And I know some of you guys out here are like, $200 Bitcoin, man. Come on. Hey, if you want $200 free Bitcoin, that's a pretty easy way to get it. So go check it out. We'll be announcing the winner in a few days. So there's that free money. Check it out. Back to just a note on psychology. It's so funny. There's all those funny memes where, like, you got the long line of people standing at 69K waiting to buy Bitcoin. But when Bitcoin was $19,000, nobody wanted to buy it. $30,000, I'm going to buy it. No, I'm not going to buy it. No, I'm not going to stand. No way, I'm going to deploy cash. Oh, new all-time highs. Quick, better buy Bitcoin. Well, all of those top FOMOers yesterday are getting an immediate lesson in you should wait. Not buy high, but buy low. I love it. Hey, here's an interesting bit of investigation I want to do with you guys as well. So this is the charts from back in November 2020, a long time ago in crypto land. Let us tell a story of previous all-time highs. So the previous all-time highs for Bitcoin were around 19,000 and some change. Got up to $20,000 on a few exchanges. We largely said, well, yeah, 20K. 20K is previous all-time high. It's like 19,000 something. Anyway, so we got here initially, which almost got there, and everybody got very excited, and we saw liquidity come in. People who had been holding for years came in and dumped their coins, all this stuff that's happening right now. Price in that scenario saw, of course, another big correction. We went down 16% in 2 days. Price bounced back up with people realized, oh, wait, actually, holy crap, we're almost back to all-time highs. So these people here who were impatient, done waiting, they want it out. They want either out at break even. The people who had bought actually at 20K, which are very, very few left by this point, most had capitulated. But people who maybe missed the selling opportunity, been sitting there for 2 years thinking about, well, I'm an idiot. Why didn't I sell at 20K? I've been holding this damn Bitcoin since it was $500 and I get some money out of it. They sold. They didn't want to wait till 60K, which came 2 months later. Now, what's interesting is that very shortly thereafter, of course, big rally. And what happened as soon as we cracked into that new high right here, which is the new high moment? Well, we dumped again. This time we dumped by only 10% approximately over a few weeks, or about 2 weeks approximately. So it wasn't a very long-lived correction, but still, this is a major area of price resistance. You guys need to understand that. Psychological resistance, people come in and want to dump, all that kind of stuff. So the initial tests, 2 tests initially in order to get over it. And then, of course, what happened shortly thereafter? Well, on the 16th of December, we started into real price discovery with one big fat candle blasting us up to $21,150 approximately for the daily close here. Then we got all kinds of exciting things happen, because once that happens, once you break the high, Bitcoin tends to move very, very quickly. So this is just reference. This is just so you understand how fast things can move in this market when things really get cooking. Look at this. our first major rally here. The price doubled, okay? The price doubled from the 16th of December until the 8th of January. It only took 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks for the price of Bitcoin to literally double. Now, I know, much smaller market cap back then. I get it. Not the same story right now, blah, 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 blah. However, we didn't have spot Bitcoin ETFs from BlackRock back then, did we? 100% gain in 3 weeks. Will that happen this time? I have no idea, but it is food for thought. Of course, huge run up followed by a giant fat correction once again, where we saw the price come down by 30%, which is totally normal in this market. But that's the kind of big correction right here that would have absolutely shaken a lot of people out, because it wasn't just a short one either. It's from 8th of January all the way until the end of January. So a 3-week correction. This is the kind of stuff that people start selling their bags. They start panicking, especially the guys who might have bought here like, oh man, I got to get out now. Again, think about investor psychology. I got to get out now. This is only going to go down forever. It's over. The run's over. We're all finished. And yet the technicals did not support that. The on-chain data did not support that. This was just, again, profit-taking behavior. So interesting stuff. We'll see how it reacts this time, but this is all just food for thought. So you can have some bit of thought here, how things can play out as we start to breach those highs and move into a new phase in the market. Look back here. This is 2016, 2017 bull run. We had vicious drawdowns. I know, very different market today. 2021's bull market had some pretty crazy stuff too, but not quite as many of these 40%, 35% drawdowns, but it did, as we just discussed, have some massive drawdowns. Okay, so they're definitely out there. They're definitely coming. No matter what BlackRock and everyone else is doing, we're still going to have vicious drawdowns. All right. This is from Willie Woo. He says, so you think we're in a bull market? We're not, but this has been the warm up. All fundamentals, a full fundamental driven bull market is marked by a break of the upper blue band. Haven't quite hit it yet. We're getting close though. He says, when it breaks, TradFi is in for a shock. Well, it's interesting. We don't want that to break too quick necessarily. Again, we're moving pretty fast here for the cycle, and it's almost making me a bit paranoid at this point. And like the Coinbase statistics and stuff, which we're going to talk about in a minute, it's almost making me a bit paranoid and a bit uneasy. It's going too fast. It's either going to be way crazier than all we think, or it's going to be way shorter than we all think, or we're going to have basically a mid-cycle top, something like we saw in the 2012 run, back where we had this huge run up initially, and then blammo, huge correction, 50% down for like a year or something like that, and then blasting off to new all-time highs in 2013, if I remember the charts correctly. We'll do an analysis on that some point in the future, but could play out like that too. Okay. Food for thought. Again, food for thought here. Hey, real quick shout to today's sponsor, which is iTrust. Guys, you want to have a tax-free way of enjoying your crypto gains. iTrust could be a great solution for you. Essentially, you can bring over your existing IRA, or you can start a new one. You can roll over your 401k or other 3-number retirement program that you have. 365 days a year, 24/7. You can trade all the top crypto coins: Chainlink, Litecoin, Polygon, Bitcoin, Ethereum. You got it. Every single trade you make, and you can make 10,000 trades, not a single taxable event in all those trades. That's pretty cool, right? Yeah. Low costs, no monthly fees. iTrust is the biggest crypto IRA provider out there. Most assets under management, most trading volume. And they even have gold and silver if you want to diversify out. That's the real stuff, by the way, not paper. This is held with Kitco, so they'll buy actual pieces of gold and silver on your behalf. So pretty cool stuff. And unlike Bitcoin ETF, this trades all the time. Bitcoin ETFs are only Bitcoin, and they're only Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, excluding public holidays. Crypto's 365, and iTrust helps you be 365 with it. So if you want to check it out, you'll get a $100 bonus when funding your account using the link down below in the description. Thanks again to iTrust for sponsoring today's stream. So let's dig in. First off, we have to talk about this, which makes me slightly uncomfortable, and that is that the Coinbase app, number 4 in finance apps, and number 44 in all apps. I don't like it. I don't like it. This makes me uncomfortable. I mean, what the heck, guys? This is supposed to be happening later. Look, it's a long way to go from app number 44 to app number 1 or app number 2 or 3. So let's just keep that in mind, especially if we get a correction. When price goes down, nobody wants to buy all of a sudden. Again, human psychology, new investor psychology. This is what we're up against right now, okay? Still, this is interesting to see how hard we're running already with major apps, people paying attention again. Pretty cool. But here, something interesting for you. This is the Pi cycle top indicator. This is previously pretty much called the top on Bitcoin, which came in April 2021. So you can see it from the time that it hit, about 2 or 3 days later, the actual top price hit. So the Pi cycle top indicator triggered at 60K, and then Bitcoin went up to 63K. So had you sold when it triggered, you would have done very, very well for yourself. And then within the next 14 days, the altcoin market stopped, and then we had our 50% mid-cycle correction, blasting up later in the year with the El Salvador news and Bitcoin future ETFs being approved for U.S. markets, okay? Now, we are quite a ways right now from that Pi cycle top indicator triggering. As you can see right here, we're very far away right now. So we need a lot more price action before we see a trigger on that. You can see back here in 2020, that ran much, much faster. Now, if we just keep pumping straight up, it can move pretty fast too. But right now, looks like we're still ways off from that triggering. This is just one indicator. It's not necessarily the only thing you can rely on by any means, but we'll keep an eye on it. Right now, pretty far off. Sentiment picking up, euphoria, bit of euphoria yesterday picking up, but we're pretty far off from major indicators saying that, hey, market's cooked, all right? BitMEX research saying March 4th. It's quite funny because now it's March 6th here in New Zealand, and I know it's the 5th for a lot of you guys, and we're going to get the final day closing data in a few hours for the 5th trading. But anyway, we have some pretty interesting information already. So on Monday, $560 million net inflows again. You did it again, Wall Street. What is this insanity? $560 million net inflow. What's going on? Again, that is 10 times what miners produced on Monday. Just one source of demand, okay? You need to understand how insane this is because it's freaking insane, all right? We also today had $10 billion in ETF volume for the Bitcoin ETF products, smashing previous records of more than $2 billion. Now, if that is any kind of indication, then we probably have seen a huge inflow. And we'll get those numbers. We'll share them with you in tomorrow's stream. But what if we had $1 billion day of net inflows? That day is going to come, and it's going to be crazy. Could have been yesterday. Maybe yesterday is only 600 or 700 million again. But man, the numbers are insane right now. And you have to understand, if we get $1 billion day, that's 20x the emissions from Bitcoin miners. And the Bitcoin halving is still 6.5 weeks away. No one's bullish enough. This is craziness, man. What is going on out here? Hey, I want to share a story because it's pretty fun, actually. The football player, former NFL player, I guess we should say, Russell Okung, not sure how you say his last name. Back in 2022, everybody was trashing this guy because he took half of his $13 million salary and put it into Bitcoin. Pretty easy to trash people when the market's down, but he held. And now my guess is that that Bitcoin that he bought back then is probably worth $13 million. And by the end of the cycle, it's probably worth $20 million. Smart thinking. A lot of NFL players go broke in a couple of years of not getting that big income. This guy was smart. He took his money. He bought Bitcoin. Future secured. Financial freedom secured. Good job. All right. Hey, Binance, by the way, remember we were talking about how meme coins going crazy and it's a bit nuts right now. And, be careful aping into meme coins when they're up 300 or 400% in a week. Binance is listing dog with hat. The hat is staying on, but that could mark a local top potentially for WIF. Usually Binance listings tend to mark local top moments for some of these meme coins. Not always. We can always see a pump and go even crazier, more liquidity, blah, blah, blah. But usually Binance listings are a take a pause moment afterwards. With Bitcoin dumping, adds a bit to that narrative. Goldblood Schiller here pointing out, imagine not buying the first flip to a green wave in 2 years on Dogecoin. Interesting. Dogecoin, big cap meme coin, worth tens of billions of dollars. It's insane. But I would not be blown away to see this get up to $1, maybe more this cycle, $2. $2 Dogecoin is the dream real. If we get up to a $10 trillion market cap, all bets are off, and I would not be blown away to see that happen. Hey, good news for everybody's AI coins, by the way. NVIDIA's got a big AI conference on March 18th, which could put some wind in the sails of all your AI coins. So watch out for that to happen. I've been trying to allocate myself researching a bit more into AI coins. A lot of hot AI stuff going on right now. I don't have that many AI plays yet, but I'm going to probably add a couple more in the next few days. I'll let you guys know, keep you updated what's going on here. So let us wet the whistles here, my friends, and talk shop. It's time to talk crypto. With our continuing series of the best sparkling waters in the world. Santa Vittoria Italiano water. All right, let's give it a try. A little, there we go. Nice. All right. You did this, Perrier. You did this, okay? Come on. Sponsor channel already, guys. No, we don't need, it's all jokes, guys. All jokes. But seriously, midstream, when you have to have a little drink, keep the throat hydrated here. It gets hot in the studio. Okay. Let's open up the floor. Let's do a few questions. See what you guys have on your mind for today. Jaden says, speak on the base chain, please. Well, Coinbase's base chain, I can certainly say don't fade it. I wouldn't fade Coinbase. I got a huge bag of Coinbase stocks, by the way. And I certainly wouldn't fade the base chain. I don't know if we're getting an airdrop for that. They've said no, but you never know. They don't really need to do an airdrop, but they could. Captain says, Lark, is wealth mastery suitable for newbies? Absolutely. We try to definitely pitch the information for an audience of people who are new to the market. So we try to share the basic news, what it means, stuff like this. There will be some concepts that are more advanced, but definitely we have a bit of everything in there for you. So if the topic's too advanced, you can just, look at some of the little less advanced in the newsletter. But certainly we try to make sure everything's pretty user-friendly in terms of the information that we're giving. And we understand a lot of people reading the newsletter are new to the market. So we try to keep that in mind. Why did you move to New Zealand? It was my mom. My mom moved me to New Zealand when I was a teenager, and I've stayed because New Zealand's pretty awesome. It's a long time ago, man. Long time ago. And this is home. So I'm not pretty far from home. I'm exactly at home right now. Maybe I'll be pretty far from home if we move to Dubai or something like that. But right now, I am home. This is home. The other place where I spent a few years of my youth, that's no longer home. That's just somewhere that I once was. With constant inflows of ETFs is $200,000 on the table. Well, as we mentioned before, the 3.618 Fibonacci line approximately lines up. Let's see if we can find that real quick. It approximately lines up with this level for Bitcoin of around 200K. Let's just see if I think I've got that up on the chart here real quick. I'll just pull it up real quick for you guys. There we go. Okay, let's look at this bad boy. Let's look at this bad boy. So, such a big chart. Let's put it on like the monthly or something. It's at least a little easier for you guys to see here. Well, I'll just throw it up on screen real quick so you guys can have a look at it. Okay, look. So last cycle, we got approximately up to the 3.618 line, okay? That's where the price topped out at, approximately around $69,000 is when we hit that. So if we go up to the 3.618 line this time in the cycle, and there's no guarantee that's going to happen, okay? That puts us around 200, 210, 215, 220, something like that. Maybe we pump as high as like 250, which is right up at the top here. And I don't know if we'll get that far or not, but Fibonacci lines, it's not a crystal ball, right? But food for thought, isn't it? Food for thought. Lark, you need something stronger. Well, we did have some Vichy cattle on the other day. That was some pretty strong stuff, man. This is like drinking seawater. What are they putting in that? I guess salt. But anyway, don't drink very much these days. I was actually thinking about that today at lunch with the wife, and I was like, I haven't even thought about drinking anything in a very long time. Like, doesn't even enter the brain anymore. From my 20s, where it's like, all right, where are we getting our next six pack at, man? Let's go. It's quite the interesting thing. Growing up, I guess, getting old. All right. Lark, what happened to Grapecoin? It's just been one of those things. Came out struggling, man. So many games coming out right now. I've got my initial distribution from the private round on that one up for sale at 6 cents, but we're waiting on it. I don't know if there's anything particular that's happened price wise to it since then. Let's have a look. Grapecoin. Yeah, it's just chilling, man. It's not doing very much right now. A lot of games coming out, a lot of competition. We'll see, of course, as they roll out some more products, what they can do. Okay. Espresso Fry says, Hodl, what is going on, guys? Don't sell your bags. Market only tipped the all-time high. This shows big players know the game. Don't sell your bags cheap. Buy theirs, DCA. We're still early. We're still early in the market. And phase one was a long time ago. Phase two is now ending. We're at the end of phase two in the market. We're moving on to phase three. Now, phase three, you want to wrap up in phase three. You generally want to wrap up your buying. There's still the opportunities, new coins, new airdrop farms, DeFi, NFTs, whatever. There'll be new stuff coming out you can get, but a lot of your spot purchases you want to have wrapped up shortly after phase three begins, because as the prices start to go up, your risk reward, every dollar that Bitcoin goes up or Ethereum goes up or whatever your altcoin goes up, that is a fundamental change to your risk reward analysis of putting more money into that asset. Because eventually it gets to the top. You don't want to put money at the top. That's the worst time to put money in. You want to get out at the top. And there's no point really in, for example, let's say you're just running a cash trade on Bitcoin, not just taking it as like an escape fiat asset or whatever. You got your cash trade on Bitcoin and it goes up to 150,000. It's the top, just as an example. Well, if you think that you're near topping for Bitcoin, why are you buying it at $149,000? To get $1,000, we're risking so much for a 1% gain at that point. What sense does that make? In that situation, there'll be better opportunities elsewhere. So again, the risk reward changes as we move into the new phase of the market. Coinbase keeps going down during crash. Can't buy, can't sell, can't deposit. My guess they're going to fix that pretty soon, but they've just been inundated by unbelievable demand as people are just rushing into the market right now. But trading on chain, man. I know not all the coins can be traded on chain, but if you can trade on chain, because on chain tends not to break as much anyway, depending on the blockchain you're using. Solana. Oh, hey guys, it's been a few weeks since we had an accent on Solana. Okay, let's not throw too much shade at them here. Amber says, any thoughts on stocks like Marathon not really doing much? Hey, isn't Marathon launching a Bitcoin layer 2? That's pretty cool, isn't it? It's pretty neat news. Nice to see big public companies like that doing stuff. I don't have a strong opinion on Marathon. I should buy some Marathon stock. I don't know. I just feel like with my stock crypto stuff, I've just basically gone all in on Coinbase. Not to say I put all my stocks into Coinbase, but I've actually been selling a lot of my just boring ETFs and other kind of junky stocks that are just down dramatically, and I have little faith left in them. Borderline bankrupt or whatever might be some of these companies, and just, or SPACs, some of the SPACs that went just and got savaged, right? Put those in Coinbase because I think Coinbase going to $1,000 per stock. My opinion, not financial advice, right? But yeah. Any thoughts on Harmony? Man, feels like an old cycle coin, Harmony. Maybe they're doing something really exciting these days, but I haven't really thought about them for a very long time since somebody last asked the question, hey, what about Harmony? I know there was a big hack. It wasn't that their blockchain was hacked, but some exchange or bridge was hacked, and they really suffered from that, never really fully recovered after that. I don't know. I feel it's just with so much competition out there, it's hard for some of these older players to really make a name for themselves, and everybody's getting hyped up about the shiny new things that have much bag holders and colored history, let's say. Okay, we better catch up. I am 5 minutes behind in the chat here, as usual. There's a lot of coins out there that they're dinosaurs, man. I'm not saying it's necessarily Harmony, but it's kind of a dinosaur in my mind. I probably wouldn't, unless I see something super convincing, like, oh, wow, I didn't know they were working on that thing that's going to be the new paradigm of money and completely change the way we think about blockchains and everything else. Probably wouldn't take a position on one of those old coins, personally. Rob says, how do I trade on chain? Well, you got to take your money from the centralized exchange and bring it onto a wallet that you control the keys to. For example, you buy some Solana. You withdraw that Solana to your Phantom wallet, PH Phantom, not F Phantom, PH Phantom wallet. Then you go over to the Jupiter exchange, jup.ag. You click buy and sell. It's really quite easy, and there's probably truckloads of tutorials on how to use a Phantom wallet out there. In fact, if you go to the website, wealthmastery.io, we have tutorials on how to do these very things. So you can go check that out. Okay. Where are we up to here, guys? Lots of great questions coming through. Price prediction for Injective protocol. I don't know. You know, it's interesting with Injective, like Injective. Nice bag of Injective. Wish I hadn't sold any ever, because now it's, of course, more than when I sold it. And I felt nice taking profits back then. Felt smart, but hey, here we are. It's at $45 a coin or whatever it's at right now. Now, Injective, doing great things, but I haven't been super impressed with any of the applications so far. I think we need to see better airdrops coming. I got like my Talus airdrop, was worth like a few bucks, waste time. Black Panther, did that airdrop come out? I can't remember if it did, but I remember hearing people weren't very excited about that one either. So we need to see some big airdrops, but the ecosystem, Injective is good. We need to see some more hype build around that ecosystem. Price prediction, I have no idea. Probably higher with everything else. Pyth Network, definitely don't have a price prediction. Don't think about it very much. I got some coins. I staked them. The airdrops haven't been super significant so far. I'll probably unstake that at some point and just sell it because, man, you can only have so many things out there doing so much crap. It's pretty crazy, actually. Okay. Have you looked into Cubic? Rumors of the founder being Satoshi. That sounds like a coin that I would not want to invest in if that's a rumor, especially being propagated by the team. Watch out. Now, if that's just random people saying that, also watch out, because what kind of BS is that, dude? I don't know what this cryptocurrency is all about, but I'm going to tell you this right now. The founder is not frickin' Satoshi, okay? And if it's Craig Wright, it's definitely not Satoshi, all right? Okay? And anybody who's saying, oh, we've got Satoshi as our founder or developer, like, bullshit. Just putting that out there, man. All right. Lachlan says, hey, talk about the future of Polkadot and the upcoming Polkadot 2.0. I think Polkadot 2.0, by the way, hey, celebrate. We got up to over $10 again for our Polkadot bags. What up? Polkadot 2.0 is going to be big. I got a fat stack. I'm excited about it. By the way, I will be working with the Polkadot Foundation on doing some, news-related marketing content in the near future. So keep an eye out for that stuff. We'll, of course, be very clear about any of that stuff when we do it. But I got big Polkadot bags. I've had big Polkadot bags for a long time, and I was very disenchanted with Polkadot as parachains started ending. I thought, what is this crap? This was a terrible model. They're really going to continue this BS. Just what a waste. So dumb. Nobody cares about parachains. Blah. Then they came out and said, well, Polkadot 2.0 is coming and core time is coming. So essentially, we're going to have all these parachains now buying Polkadot, burning the Polkadot, which creates very, very interesting perspectives for the future of Polkadot. And we see like Cardano building their midnight side chain using Polkadot substrate. Like you start to understand what's going on here. And actually, Polkadot 2.0 sounds very, very bullish. And if we see some of those airdrops turning out really well, there's currently, from what I've seen, 4 airdrops coming for Polkadot holders and stakers on your wallets, not on exchanges, obviously. The big one is Dead. That's backed by the Polkadot Foundation itself. There's 3 others that are less known, but could be interesting. Meme coins and stuff like that. Could be big. Once you start getting big liquidity injections on chain, people start getting excited about it, they start using stuff, and things move pretty fast. Okay. Do 1 or 2 more here, guys, and we'll finish up for today. Ray says, do you still have faith in Matic? Well, faith. I try not to have faith in cryptocurrencies. Faith's for God, man. Cryptocurrencies, that's just, you got to pray for those. I don't know about having faith, though. Look, jokes aside, Matic, I'm actually surprised it hasn't moved more. It's a bear market builder, man. Those guys, the tech, the team, they bust their asses. They're good guys over there at Matic. Now, I don't have a bag. I sold my bag for giant profits, and it was great. Would I re-enter a position on Matic? Not probably right now. My capital is largely being deployed into mid and low cap stuff at this moment in the market. That doesn't mean that I dislike Matic. They've been doing great stuff. And if I still had my bags, I'd be holding them. I'd be holding them higher, but I don't because I sold them for profits. Okay. James says, Lark, what cold wallets do you use? Still use my Ledger. I know, maybe controversial take, but I still like my Ledger. It's fine. It works just fine. Lincoln, thoughts on Litecoin? Don't know why Litecoin is still so popular, to be honest. You guys just, you're dragging me into trash and Litecoin. Hey, look, I got no beef with Litecoin. And if you're holding Litecoin, it's probably going to make you money. It'll underperform, my guess, versus a lot of the other big cap coins that actually have reasons for people to buy them. Litecoin, I just don't see the use case. Now, look, a lot of cryptocurrencies don't have any use case, but they have hype and narrative behind them. There's no use case for any of these damn meme coins, but people get excited about them. And hey, look, think about this. Dog with hat probably has more of a use case than Litecoin. Seriously, it's got a hat on it, man. It's a dog with a hat. We're talking about the bleeding edge of innovation of meme coins here, guys. Put a hat on the dog this time. Look, jokes, but Litecoin, of course, you may not know this, but Litecoin is actually sort of the base, and Dogecoin is mined on top of Litecoin. That's pretty interesting. So we can thank Litecoin for that. But look, guys, jokes aside, Litecoin, I just don't see a strong use case for it anymore. People are going to trade it. Miners are going to sell it, whatever. It's not the silver to Bitcoin's gold or any of that kind of stuff. If you like Litecoin, why not Bitcoin Cash? If you like Litecoin, why not XRP? If you like any of that stuff because there's cheap transactions or whatever, why not just use stable coins on Solana? What's the point of Litecoin right now? I struggle to find that. And I'm saying that knowing that's probably going to go to $500 or $1,000 or some BS this cycle because it'll just go up with everything else because people will buy it because it's on Coinbase. But that's my general opinion of it. Take it or leave it. Love it or hate it. There it is. Okay. Mark says, what coins do you stake? A lot of them. What coins I got staking right now? I'm staking Injective. We're staking Avalanche. We're staking Polkadot. I just put Jupiter today. It's not technically staking. It's for governance, but I put that in the governance contract. Prisma via Convex Finance. Oasis Rose. We're staking that. Not staking my Ethereum. Other things. There's others. I'm trying to think of all things in my portfolio. Whatever can be staked generally is being staked. Except Ethereum. because I don't want to do my own node, and I don't like the way that I think everything could play out with liquid staking coins when the markets get too heated up. We'll leave it at that. Okay. One more here as I'm going to finish up for today. But great stream, great questions you guys are asking. Awesome to see everybody hanging out. Hey, shout out. Look at 7,000 people on the stream. That's amazing. You guys are awesome. I'm so happy you're all here. I'm happy you guys are hanging out. You want to talk crypto. You want to engage in the markets, and you want to be finding opportunities and getting the best and latest information. So I'm really excited to hear you guys questions and see you here. It's super awesome. So thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out a bit. It's absolutely awesome. Okay, last one here from Lucio says, what do you usually do with airdrops? Do you sell at the very first time? So CoinGecko put out a report recently, and you're basically like flipping a coin. 50% of airdrops top within the first 14 days. The other 50% top within a year. Basically, they go on and go up. It depends on the airdrop for me and if it's actually worth keeping. If it is worth keeping, then I probably add to the position. For example, Jupiter. I got the Jupiter airdrop. It was worth thousands of dollars. Didn't sell it. I actually went out and bought truckloads more. Other airdrops, Starknet. Starknet, I got the airdrop, got $1,000. Thank you for the free $1,000, Starknet. I appreciate it. Of course, I had to click a few buttons for that. Get the airdrop. But I sold that one. I was like, I don't really want to buy a big Starknet position, and $1,000. What's the point? What's the point in even letting it take up the mental space in my brain? I'm just going to sell it for cash and move on. So look, man, it really depends on what it is for you. If you get an airdrop and it's $10,000, for example, and that $10,000 is money that would somehow fundamentally change your life or better your life, why not take some profits on it? Because it might go down and it might go up. I know that sounds like, oh, it might go down or go up. That's the ultimate cop out in crypto. But again, we're talking about data here from CoinGecko. And the reality is that half of the airdrops that are coming out, they top in the first 2 weeks, and they have a hard time recovering in price after that. Because a lot of people are just airdrop farming, and then they dump and they move on. Nobody cares about it anymore. All the metrics and how everything looked was so great. It was all bullshit because there's people farming the airdrop. Getting people to stick around post airdrop and considering how many companies screw up their airdrops, that's hard. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much for joining today's stream, and I will see you in the next one.